Small budget project, but effective in what it needed to do, and as a dark comedy with the length and
Got good
everything where it's
reviews.
set. I haven't seen any other reviews or anything like that, but it follows on the same lines of those like In Bruges, and if people like some of us just fucking love In Bruges so much that
I'm gonna watch it again tonight,
it's gonna
genuinely,
land.
after this.
Top tier.
It's in my top 10, 100%. So it's going to land with a lot of people. And I don't know, what were the other than what's already been mentioned, were there any major sort of stumbling blocks for people? Anyone?
Not really.
Like James said, you do give allowances to comedies that you don't other films, you know, because you're not looking to hit every single tier that you maybe would be from a more gritty film, but it is funny in that sense that if you compare it to simply In Bruges. But now I think you're right in that you have to be in the right mood for a comedy, and then certain people appreciate certain types of humour differently to others. And I think if you like In Bruges, then you are going to find certainly a lot of that film funny, but it doesn't necessarily mean it's at the same level as In Bruges.
So it does what it says on the tin, this one.
Yeah, I mean, like I've seen worse comedies. I didn't find it like cringy or anything. Like the whole way through, I was kind of watching it. I was like, it's an alright film. I just felt, yeah, some of the jokes. I think the same point. Me and James seem to agree on it, that they could have done with like a second character for him to bounce off. I think that would be my only thing that would make it better for me, really.
I thought the scene with Cheadle and the horse was jokes. That was a standout scene for Cheadle in the film. Was when he was sharing his fucking apple with the horse and asking him if he spoke English. That worked.
Should we rate it?
Anything else anyone wants to say? The soundtrack was just some Irish music in there and stuff, wasn't it? Nothing special.
That's a full-on bar right there. Soundtrack, Irish music, wasn't it?
It was cultural, wasn't it? And then there wasn't much of a score, like, you know.
No, I can't remember it already.
No, exactly. It's not
Orchestra.
nothing that memorable. Yeah, if no one has anything else to add, one thing, just jump on what you said there, Jem, in terms of, you know, it being a comedy, and as well as what you said there, Tom, in terms of, you know, that there are worse comedies around. Would you say that, well, we've discussed this before, would you say it being a comedy makes it difficult to rate higher than, you're not going to rate it higher than an 8, but for example, would it make it higher? Is it difficult to rate higher than, you know, a high rating because it's a comedy or it's a black comedy?
I'll definitely rate a comedy higher than an 8, for sure. Yeah. I don't think it counts it at all. It's just harder to get above it. I think there's less for comedies that I'd have above an 8, but like the best ones, like Superbad or something.
Yeah.
I think everyone's going to have a personal scale, aren't they? You know, they're going to have their idea of a thriller that is, you know, of a certain standard, and they're going to have everyone's going to have their idea of a comedy that's a certain standard. And comedies are slightly different in that, you know, some people find things funny when others don't. But I don't think there's any reason why you can't score a comedy highly, no.
Mm-hmm. Okay, well, in which case, Tom, what are you going to rate The Guard?
I'll give it a 7.3.
See, that to me is quite high, given.
It was like it's an all right film.
Yeah.
Like it's an enjoyable watch. I just said I didn't like laugh out loud at points, but like you watch a lot of things that you don't necessarily laugh out loud, and you kind of like smile the whole way through, and you think it's an enjoyable. It's not like a bad comedy.
Yeah.
It's not like Zoolander 2, which is just. It's not like you're watching a film and you're like, this is bad. Like every joke is missing. It's just it's not necessarily something that's going to get me on belly laughs. And I think 7.3 is okay for me. I think
that was my next pick in a few minutes.
Is
there you there.
This is where all our personal scales come into as well. So 7.3. You thought it was a good film, yes?
Yeah, it's a good film. It's fine. It's just not it's Well, I would tell people to watch it. People going back to when I would watch it. This is a good hangover movie.
Yeah.
Easy watching, decent, funny enough, bit of filler, but you're never going to watch it on like a prime time night, like a Friday or Saturday.
What time on Channel 5 does it get shown?
And this is ITV2. This is
ITV2, is it? Okay.
Yeah, this is coming on just after Knocked Up. Maybe like 8 p.m.
It's probably got to be after the Watershed, isn't it, as well?
Yeah, I was going to say, it's got fucking it waiting.
Yeah, maybe. So Knocked Up
ITV2
starts at 7, run time till 9.
ITV2
then this
after
9 till 11. Hour and a half actually.
Probably
So
even after that.
Yeah, with adverts.
with adverts, yeah, we'll pad it out till there we go. That works.
ITV2
9
at
till 11.
10:35.
ITV2 on a Saturday in January. That's when you'd watch it.
Okay, so 7.3 from you.
Yeah.
James, sorry, I should have asked you first, James. Your pick. What
That's
are
right.
you going to rate it?
You right, Jim?
I feel like I enjoyed it, maybe the same, maybe a bit more than Gub. But before I came in, I was like probably about 7.1 for me. Like I thought it was good. Like I did have a laugh. I thought the milkshake scene was that absolutely, honestly, that killed me. I was laughing for ages from that one. But just in general,
Are you going to be okay? Usually.
What are you going to do?
Usually passes in a couple of minutes.
No, they just like absolutely kill me. But yeah, I just thought that it probably could have done better, have the additional character, everything we've already discussed. I'm not going to pad out anymore, but 7.1 from me, and I would recommend it as well.
Okay, Liam.
I'm going higher. I was laughing more consistently. I think every scene, I think I was chuckling, and it's just because I rate Brendan Gleeson. Rate him as an actor. I love the deadpan humour. I love the Irish. The dialogue was witty, snappy. I'm going 7.5.
7.5, and Jem.
7.2.
7.2, and I was going to give it 7.5 as well, but this is where I feel like the scales are always a bit messed up, because 7.5 to me, I was like, I found it so funny, and I was just like, really enjoyed that, but
Why so low
it's
then?
only 2.2 higher than Tom.
We all have different systems. We all have different
Yeah,
systems.
we
For
do.
me,
We do.
A 5 is like an average film. A 6 is a good film.
5 is a bad
Above
film
a 7,
for me,
I'm going,
man.
that's
I
a
don't-
very good film. As soon as we're at 8, we're great. And 9 is like fantastic. That's kind of how I look at it. So if something's above a 7, I'm like, this is a very good film.
7 is, I'd recommend it for me. Like if it's above 7, I would recommend it. If it's above 8, I'd happily want to rewatch it.
Yeah, 8 is rewatching.
And if it's
Sure.
above 9, I'm getting like full body shivers and that kind of stuff. That's when the jokes are really landing, and I'm going a bit mad.
So, yeah,
So what did you give it, Guy, in the end? After that, after that discussion?
7.5, and for me, that's a good film, solid. Like 7.5 is, if you look at it in the stars way, it's a 4-star film, and 5 for me is a bad film. Six is okay.
Yeah,
7 is good, and 8 and above is fucking mint
go.
kind of thing. But that's 7.3 overall for the Guard, which is fine. I actually thought, just from what everyone was saying, I thought our ratings would be a bit more widespread. To be honest, I'm surprised that everyone gave it above a 7. But
What was that one that Liam? What was your one with? Oh my God, Joaquin Phoenix, the one that we watched then.
Inherent Vice.
Yeah, where everyone was like, you know what, it's a good film, does what it says on the tin. I feel the ones where we all say that in the reviews are like, everyone kind of goes for that in between a 7.2 to 7.7 bracket. Everyone like just pitches there. There's never any kind of anomaly.
It's a very congested.
If you had, before the review, if we all had to lock in a number, and then you see where you give it after. So you're not influenced by everyone going, yeah, I thought that was really good. Like,
Yeah. But then
No, I mean, I was first today, so.
It's the point. That's the point of the discussion, though, isn't it? Is to change your
Oh,
mind,
yeah, of
to
course.
possibly change your mind. I've changed my score before in the past and it's brought it down if I rated it too high, because suddenly it makes me think like, oh, actually there are flaws in it that I didn't acknowledge the first time around or something like that.
Like Tenet.
Tenet, yeah. Tenet's,
You
yeah.
watched it a second time.
9.8 to like a 7.8 for you, didn't it go?
Hey, you guys had utter head loss for reviewing that, and I got ripped
No,
apart
I'm
for being
stuck with
like,
mine.
it's not his best one, it's like an 8.3, and the guy was like, it's 9.9, it's the best movie I've ever seen.
All the
There's
directors
a
have
few
played
bevs
bottom line
in that
first. Your film's brilliant.
under the influence of a few beverages, I think, in that way. A few glasses of vino. Anyway, The Guard, 7.3, not bad.